However, I possess more than only 6 senses. I also have a 7th one, my mystic sense. I remember my father and mother, full of love and gratitude. They worried about me and about my brothers and sisters, taking care of each child, whether boy or girl, while trying to ensure we developed our own independence. My mother used her wholesome love, craft, and culinary art to fill all our hungry stomachs at home. The table was filled mostly with what grew at home in the garden and in the fields, lentils of many different kinds, colours, and sizes, millet, which at that time was a basic staple, in addition to various vegetables, roots, zucchini, kohlrabi, broccoli, and a large quantity of onions, depending on the season. We had rice and meat only on festive occasions, as they were too expensive for everyday consumption. We had chapatis, always fresh, and tasty wheat bread. A tiny portion of halva was given to each of us for dessert. Our mother made her halva fresh daily, and each day it tasted a little different, depending on which ingredients she had searched for and found. Despite the shortage, we always had more than we needed to be satisfied. Mother always tried to have at least some fruit in the house. After all, a neighbour or relative might drop in for a visit to hear the latest news. No guest was allowed to leave the house without having eaten or drank something. That was our Punjabi kind of Abrahamic hospitality. Every guest always had more on his or her plate than the members of the family. Always a little bit more. That was imperative. When we went shopping, the trader would add a little extra, a little milk, a spoon of flour, sugar, or salt, or extra naan bread. I will never forget the smell of the food that my mother cooked. That is why I like to cook every day, usually Pakistani dishes, hot but not too hot. If necessary, I cook just for myself, but I much prefer to cook when I have a guest, or several guests, who I can treat with my culinary skills. It is really true. The way to a Pakistani's heart is through his stomach, because we know how hunger burns its way into the soul. All in all, I had a very happy childhood, despite our poverty, which we shared with all the other villagers. The village was like a huge family, in which relatives and neighbours supported each other. Although there were lots of us, we children were the sweethearts of the village community. Everybody wanted to give us a little something. We didn't have toys like children do today, but we made up for that by using small pebbles, sticks, or nutshells. Our favourite playground was the village well. Usually the scoop wheel was propelled by donkeys or oxen, turning in circles, but when the animals tired, we boys had to take over. We would try to bathe in the water, or at least splash ourselves to cool down, especially in the sweltering heat of high summer. The seasons are very pronounced in North India. Winter is not so cold by comparison with German standards. To us it just felt cool. Although we knew no snow and no frost, we were happy to gather together around the warm stove in the kitchen. In March, spring arrives with splendour, and within a few days everything turns a sumptuous green. In the garden the jasmine bushes, hyacinths, dahlias, kala, and other lilies blossom in all sorts of shapes and colours. The roses begin to blossom a little later, and their scent fills the whole house. This is followed by the heyday of the harvest. Cherry, plum, peach, and mango trees grew all round our modest home. Cucumbers, watermelons, honeymelons, and pumpkins, so heavy that we children could hardly drag them on our own, ripened in the garden. We used to stuff our bellies with fruit, sometimes until we were sick and vomiting. Mother always tried to dry at least a few, so that we also had something sweet to put in our mouths in winter.